The here we go is there, and I confirm that, not just me, I think all the journalists in the world, because there is an agreement between parties, player, clubs, documents, medical. When a player is undergoing a medical, it's a here we go, because the deal is ready, but in terms of signing the contract, we have to wait for the second part of medical.
This is your latest Manchester United transfer news as we react to some big updates this afternoon around Manchester United's shocking midfield transfer list. A very interesting article from Simon Stone in the BBC shortlisting 6 targets that Man United could go for. I'd say 5 of them are massively underwhelming. We've also had David Ornstein and Romano giving their updates on this André Santos story as well. We'll delve into that. Obviously, it's a Sunday night show. It's an 8 o'clock show. We're driven by you, so give us your thoughts on everything that's going on too. But I just want to say as well, and I'll say it at the start because I think it just starts a good debate for the rest of the show and the way we want to go on. I personally think that Man United and Ineos and Glinios and the Glazers could go for somebody like Ward-Prowse and you'd still get some of these United fans saying, what? He's one of the most creative midfielders in the world. You know, stop hating on him. It's actually really clever data, which is exactly what we've had with Santos this afternoon. I've seen him, and I don't know whether they think that they have the definitive on United, that they can just slag everybody else off. But it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. And I'm sorry, if you're coming out saying Santos is an amazing bit of data-driven transfer business, why didn't we do it in May? Why didn't we do it in June? Why are we doing it in July? Why are Real Madrid not doing it? Why are PSG not doing it? Why are Liverpool not doing it? Why are Arsenal not doing it? And why do Chelsea want to sell him? You know what? At some point, you Glazer rimmers are going to have to take a big long look in the mirror, have a pint of coffee and wake up. You are absolutely begging it at this point. You are so, do you want me to get down Tesco and buy a big packet of straws? Because you are clutching. You are clutching so much now. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how you still back them to be part of this trust the process, trust me bro bullshit. Like, this is literally what happens when you're panicking. You end up going for people like Santos from Chelsea and begging it that it works out. And look, if we sign him, I don't think there's a Man United fan out there who doesn't want it to work. I mean, I do not want another season out of Europe. Let me make this very clear. If we buy Santos or we buy Baleba or we buy whatever other average signing we're going for, I hope it bloody works because I want Carrick to succeed and I'm not putting up with another season out of Europe. Last season was dead. It was dead. It was absolutely shit. Last season was rubbish. I do not want another season like that. So whoever they buy, I really hope it's going to work. But come on. How they can sit there and type and write and, do videos on, I actually think it's a clever signing. Mate, the facts are there in front of you. We tried to go for Anderson, we lost. We tried to go for Fernandes, we lost. We tried to go for Tonali, we wouldn't pay. And now we're going for Santos because he's cheap and Chelsea want some mug to buy him. It could be Mason Mount Part 2. It literally could. Anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest because I literally see these people wanting to defend our recruitment department. And I'm sorry, you have got more holes in your boat than a bloody hedgehog's pillow. It is sinking. You cannot defend this absolute nonsense of a window that United are veering towards now. It's the definition of failure. That doesn't mean we don't want Santos to do well. It doesn't mean we're going to boo Santos. It's not his fault. But we're assessing the window and it's shite. It's absolutely shite. If I'd said to you in April, our source has given us some information, 2 of the 3 midfielders we're going to sign, Éderson and Santos, you'd have lost your shit. And quite rightly so. What happens is we start off up here with standards and we get diluted down to here. Remember when Sir Alex Ferguson left, we used to win titles. And if you'd said to anybody at that point, we won't win a title for 13 years, they'd have rioted to get the Glazers out. 13 years later, we don't even get in title races. We barely get in the Champions League. No one does anything. Because what they've done is, over a period of time, it's a little bit like having a bottle of lemonade in your fridge, right? And it's your bottle, yeah? And only you're allowed it. But somebody, when you're not in the fridge, just comes in and, has a little sip of it and then puts it back. You never notice. And then one day you're like, I haven't noticed that half a bottle's gone down. That's what the Glazers do to United. They gradually erode things, such a small detail, but over a long period of time, it becomes massive. And that's what I mean. Like, if you'd been told it was Éderson and Santos in May, you'd have gone mad. But now it's July, you're like, well, it's not that bad. It ain't that bad, really, is it? It's not that bad.
To counter the fact that we missed out on previous targets by going for older targets we have been looking at, and not really the sort of standout transfer that everybody was hoping for or expecting. Did I open that up the best way possible there? This is Forever United TV. Welcome along to the live show, everybody. It is Sunday. It is the 5th of July. It's Sunday afternoon, and we're about to enter what... Well, I say this every single time a Sunday comes around. Could be a very important week for Manchester United. You can feel the drained enthusiasm within my voice, can't you, when talking about Manchester United transfers. I have hope, like I said this morning. André Santos, however, isn't going to float many boats when it comes to this Man United fan base and opinions of what's going on right now. Of course, we want the big fish. Of course, we want the big signings. We're Man United. We should be signing the best that's out there. We should be going for these marquees and getting the best in class, because Ineos promised us that. Well, it isn't quite like that. Let's just say that anyway. First of all, before we get into this André Santos news, let's please not disrespect the player and the capabilities of him. I think we're playing down the qualities that could possibly be André Santos as a United player because we're angry with Ineos. I am with everybody else. It is incredibly underwhelming, this, and I'm not massively impressed with the move that Manchester United are breaking. Just to make this clear on where I stand with Santos before we get into this and break all the facts and figures down. If you were to say to me, where would André Santos be on your list of transfers, Adam, going into this transfer window, I would reply by saying he's not even on my list. So there you go. That's from me straight away at the top of the show. So anybody coming in and trying to slaughter me later on in the comment section because you all bottle it and come in later on instead of doing it live. I'm only joking. There are a few people that do come live, of course. But look, I'm with everybody else with this in terms of the actual transfer itself. And this is why I wanted to divide the player away from the transfer and where Manchester United are at right now. Want to make that very, very clear, because Chelsea fans are not happy about this, by the way. They're not happy that Santos could potentially be leaving them. They don't like the idea of selling him on to Manchester United anyway. I think it's probably more to do with, well, they gave us Garnacho. We're going to give him someone who actually has got potential going forward. So they're not happy. I really don't care about Chelsea right now, honestly. I'm more bothered about Manchester United. And this transfer, obviously, is Manchester United going back to a previous target and somebody who we have been looking at before. Manchester United tried to sign Santos a year ago when we were talking about Garnacho going to Chelsea. There was supposedly a swap deal being mooted, and obviously United were trying to buy midfielders then still when the Carlos Baleba story was going around. We'd missed out on Baleba at the time when we were moving Garnacho on, and the idea of selling Santos wasn't on Chelsea's radar. It was for Manchester United, and the idea was floated, and it was doing the rounds. United have been looking at Santos, and this will be a purely data analysis-driven type of transfer for Manchester United, and their analysis team will be more than happy to bring Santos in. They think he hits the mark. We'll get into all of that in a minute. Let's get through the story and let's get into everything that's happened and why we're talking about it in the first place to kick things off. I am literally on the Athletic page now. Now, credit to The Guardian, first of all. They were the first to break any idea of this news, and credit where it's due regarding the journalist and who puts it out there first. We don't usually go to The Guardian as the go-to sort of transfer speculation publication, or the one to break the news that's really going to be, really want to be more of a reality, or actually hitting the mark, or being on point with their reports. It was The Guardian, though, that reported this, and The Athletic came second, then Romano, then everybody else, and we'll go through the list of them right now. But first of all, we're on Ornstein's page here on The Athletic, and this is what he has said. So let's take, first of all, when it comes to the seriousness of this transfer and the actual, where it actually is, let's just say that, and the reality of it all, and how how this could maybe move forward, the transfer. Let's just break down what Ornstein has said. This will be the one that I would read into more than anything else, of course. Manchester United are exploring a move for Chelsea midfielder André Santos. Keyword in that opening sentence is exploring. Any potential deal is at an early stage and the clubs are not yet in talks, with inquiries from multiple suitors so far going via a 22-year-old's agents. Santos is keen to establish a regular starting place, and that is currently unlikely to happen for Chelsea, especially after Moises Caicedo committed his future to Stamford Bridge in April and agreeing to a new contract through till 2033. Chelsea value the Brazilian international highly. He is capable of playing in a number 6 or an 8, showing his qualities during an 18-month spell at Strasbourg, sister club to Chelsea, and after breaking into the West London side, first team last season. Santos has been on Manchester United's radar for some time, but whether a transfer develops will largely depend on the asking price. Now, that's the bare brunt of it, and that's all you really need to know when you're looking into this from Ornstein. He goes into detail then about what the Athletic were reporting earlier on back in June, when they said that Santos was one of the players that Chelsea would consider selling. Obviously, they are trying to move players on to get themselves back alongside the financial fair play rules with UEFA. I know they're not in UEFA, but they are trying to move things around to make sure that they don't come unstuck again. They are kind of cash strapped this summer, Chelsea. Kind of weird how it's Spurs who are spending all the money and not Chelsea this summer. It shows you how weird this transfer window is, doesn't it? But yeah.
Guys, on all these stories, let me know, as always, your opinion, your point of view here in the comments. Remember to let me know on Éderson, on André Santos, United or Chelsea, but also Kang-Jin Lee, Yulman Trincao, the situation of Savinho, Dragusin, many movements at Tottenham, as always, also Sandro Tonali. Let me know your point of view, guys. Here in comments, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon here with Fabrizio. Ciao.